So this guy took his wife's last name. It's the most sickening thing. This is what's wrong with stuff.
Okay, it's absolutely wild to me that a man rated unreliable and hyper-partisan thinks that he's the authority on love and marriage. Look, if a cuddle, a last name change, and mutual respect are enough to threaten your entire worldview, then maybe marriage really isn't what you understand after all. There were a few things in your video that you might want to consider unpacking. If you actually want to know why I took my wife's last name after marriage, I've already made a video on it. Feel free to check it out. But there were a few things in this video from Graham that I do want to address. See, one of the first things that he says is, I'm pretty sure the Bible says, wives submit to your husbands. Well, you see, he was half right there. He went straight to Ephesians 5:22, which says, wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do the Lord. But he skipped over Ephesians 5:21, which says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ, which frames it as a mutual submission, not one-sided. But I get it, reading the whole verse might be tough when cherry picking feels easier. Now he makes some progress when he brings up that the Bible also says, men, love your wife, and that's a two-way street. Exactly, it's a two-way street. But it's funny how you can acknowledge that and still try to turn marriage into a one-way dead end. Next, he follows it up with saying, when this chick gets home, he's running up and putting his arms and legs around her. I'll tell you what, hell yeah I am. I absolutely love and adore my wife, and I'm always excited to see her when we've been apart. Does affection make you question your masculinity, though? Because I'll tell you what, that says way more about you than it does about me. Next, he calls out my wife opening the door for me. Kindness isn't emasculating, Graham. If you see weakness in that, maybe it says more about how you define strength. Then he continues on this tangent and goes, no husband of mine is touching the trash or cleaning the toilet. So let me get this straight. If my wife cleans, she's the maid. If I clean, I'm emasculated. It sounds like in your world, no one's allowed to respect each other. In our home, love looks like sharing the load. And if you see that as her controlling me, maybe you've confused control with partnership. Then he kind of goes on this weird tangent about me being the little spoon in the bedroom. Hell yeah, I love to be the little spoon. There is something so special about being held in the arms of someone who makes you feel safe and loved. But you know what? My wife also loves being the little spoon too. If being the little spoon bothers you, maybe there's some issues with intimacy that need unpacked. And then he goes, this is the most sickening thing. Sickening? Nah, it's just healthy. But maybe that's what's hard for you to swallow. See, Graham, here's where you really lost the plot. You said that my wife doesn't love me enough because she didn't take my name. Let me educate you, though. Love is proven through commitment, sacrifice, and respect. The whole last name thing came from coverture, medieval laws that erased women's legal identities. That's property rights. So me taking my wife's name doesn't mean she doesn't love me. It means that I actually love and respect her enough to treat her as my equal. So if my wife kept her name, or if I took hers, or if we made one up all together, it doesn't erase our love. What erases love is trying to measure it with outdated patriarchal checklists. And telling women that they're not marriage material if they don't play by those rules, that's not biblical. That's bullying. My wife doesn't need a different last name to prove that she loves me. She proves it every single day by choosing me. And damn am I lucky that she did.